It's the day after Christmas, and we want to wish you a Merry Christmas, even though we are completely out of commission between eating too many cookies and sick pets and a big Portraits of White show. Speaking of 500-pound lion, we're done with that book, but we both feel like 500-pound lions because of the way we've been eating. So Merry Christmas, and let's get started on the show. Welcome to the Brand New Me podcast. I'm Frances.
And I'm Pam.
And we are two women passionate about helping others thrive in life, not just survive. In each episode, we're going to find creative ways to offer hope for your future through our own life experiences. So join us every week as we learn together that we really can be a brand new me. Pam, why don't you start us off and tell us about your poor little dog, Tucker?
I think I talked about this on the podcast before when I was a widow and how I was so lonely and I needed a puppy dog. And then I thought, what in the world did I do? Well, my poor precious little puppy dog has been having issues, very bad issues. So my husband and I tried to deal with them ourselves, which probably wasn't the best idea, although on the internet it says, yes, you can express your dog's anal glands and it's not an issue. And I'm telling you, it was really frightening. My husband had big gloves on because he didn't want bit. And I felt like a surgeon. And so while I was doing it, I'm watching it on the internet. And I just proclaim right now, never do it yourself. But he's had very bad issues, but I took him to the vet and he's doing well now. He's on an antibiotic. Things are doing well. He's starting to play again, be himself. We can actually touch him now and he doesn't freak out. And I know that you've had an issue with Blue. So tell us what's happening with poor little Blue.
Oh, my little Bluebell. Well, she just started holding her paw up one day a couple weeks ago as if it hurt her. And then the next day she wouldn't even walk on it. And we thought, well, we'll just see what's going on. And I couldn't see any outside sores or anything. So we gave her the weekend. Well, by Monday, she was walking like an old woman. And she's only almost a year and a half. She looked like she wanted to jump up on things, but she wouldn't. She was afraid. And then she started just looking like she wasn't grooming herself and she wasn't eating. And she just was not herself. You learn their little patterns and their little idiosyncrasies, and she just wasn't. So we took her to the vet. This is the week before the show, and I am at my max of things to finish and so forth. So I took her to the vet. The vet said she is one sick kitty. She had lost weight. She had a temperature. The vet, when the vet left the room and said, I need to go back and think about what to do for this cat. I'm puzzled by her symptoms. I was getting concerned. Then we had to give her a pill every day for 7 days. And of course, like you said with your dog, it becomes a traumatic experience for everybody because you have to hold them down and you have to stuff medicine down their throat. But she did pretty good. She actually did very well. She is now, a week or two later, she's better. And that reminds me, a week before the show, I started seeing weird things in my eyes. I started seeing flashes of light off to the left, and then I started seeing what looked like wild geese flying west, and then I started seeing like a kaleidoscope, and I thought, I can't wait another week. So the Monday, the week of the show, I went to the doctor, and he said, oh, this is kind of funny. He's a new eye doctor working at the practice where I go, and just a young guy. So he didn't know that I'm doing this big show and all that. So he just says, it's just part of aging. Your eye has gel-like stuff behind the retina when you're born. And then as you age, it drops down to the bottom of your eye. And so he said that's what's happening. stuff is dropping down, and that's what you're seeing. He said, now, only 1% of the population experiences this, so don't worry. I think you'll be fine. But he said if you would start to see a strobe light or a black curtain coming down over your eye, call us right away. Don't think you can sleep it off. Well, over the weekend, over my show, right before the show Saturday, I tried to take a little nap, and I kept seeing big, like, flashes of light in my eye, and I thought, okay, is this the strobe light? What are they talking about? And then I kind of had a funny moment. I thought, if you really are seeing a strobe light and a black curtain, what on earth is going to make you think, oh, I'll just sleep it off. I'll go take a nap. Anyway, my kitty's doing better. Your dog's doing better.
I will say, if I would see a strobe light, I would just probably start to dance. That's probably what I would do. Yeah, so our pets are in good shape now, and that's a wonderful thing. Let's talk about cookies. Why is it, Frances? I'm speechless because I just can't believe the amount of cookies I want to eat. I'm not sure why, and maybe it could be a little stress from just Christmas coming up and, company coming and having to feed everybody. And of course you have to feed yourself. So I don't know, but it's just a hold that I'm just ready to let go of.
A hole you're ready to let go of?
A hold.
A hold. Oh, okay. So how are you feeling? I mean, we're recording this before Christmas. People will hear after Christmas, but how are you feeling heading into Christmas? You have had a stressful fall. You've had a lot of family sickness, and just tell us about that.
Yes. Right now I'm feeling okay, but it's been a trying fall for sure. My brother-in-law died, and that was kind of sudden. I mean, not sudden, but too sudden for him. And so my sister-in-law is actually coming to visit us because they always came at Christmas and Thanksgiving. Mm. And he died the 1st November, and she didn't come for Thanksgiving, which I totally understood. But she is coming for Christmas, and I just want to make her so happy. And like I always do, I want to make everybody happy, and I just can't always do that. So in my mind, I'm planning all these things. We're going to do this on Friday night. We're going to do this Saturday. We're going to do this. It just amazed me. Some people don't have to do that at all, and they just are so comfortable. But I just want her to have a really enjoyable time. So that's part of maybe a little bit of stress for me. But how about you? What are you thinking? Now your show is over, and it was a fabulous show, by the way. What are you thinking? You're not ready to start planning next year, are you?
Well, there's this huge sense of relief, obviously. I feel like a free woman, and people say, oh, now you can have Christmas. And the truth is, I feel like I've had Christmas. Like, putting on that show is just, once we're started, the music started and we're going, I just absolutely love doing that. And so when Christmas Day comes, Tom and I will be alone, and we're completely fine with that. We already looked about, are there some restaurants that open that we could go out for breakfast, but nobody's open on Christmas Day, which is good because I want everybody to have off. I do already feel like I've had my Christmas, which reminds me, my great niece, little Nova Rose, I got to see her for the first time, and oh my word, I was blown away. Now, I'm not a grandma, I never will be, but I guess for the first time I could see how much people must love their grandkids. And I just want to drop everything and go to Canada and babysit little Nova. She just stole my heart. She stole my sister's heart too. My sister normally helps me a lot over the show. And my sister was totally in La La Land with little Nova Rose. And I can totally see why. She just stole the show. And that's my reflections on the show and heading into Christmas. I love the holidays now. And I can tell you there was a sense of a new wave of grief when I met little Nova, because I thought about my mother who's not here, who won't get to experience little Nova. She would just love Nova. I also thought about my mother who lost her babies, and how, in a new way, how that just must be. And I thought about you, actually, and Elizabeth. I cannot imagine losing a baby, a child. I just can't. So now that we're all morbid and sad, leave it to me to do that. But we're talking about Christmas, and this is just I one thing I've learned from this show is that so many people connect with what we feel, what we're feeling at Christmas.
Yes, and this will be the second year without my mom. And it just does leave a void in your heart. I do feel that because my mom was all about Christmas. She was all about any holiday. Like, she decorated for every holiday and she always made it special and she always made it exciting. I tried to do the same with my children. And of course, I want to do that with my grandchildren too. So I'm looking forward to just being with them, seeing their eyes light up. And of course, I have a Christmas room at my house that's filled with Christmas gifts. And I have a sign hanging on the outside of it. Christmas room, do not enter. This means you.
I remember, I think you showed that to me last year.
I did. And it's up there this year. I was glad I did because the kids came over. And of course, they wanted to go in. I'm like, no, it's not happening. But it makes it a lot of fun when you have your children around you. And I know that my mom would be thrilled. We have a little one that she has not seen. And little Raina, and she's precious. So it's going to be fun, and I'm looking forward to it. But then I'm looking forward to it being over because Dave and I are heading down to Florida. We're getting in a car, and we're not even really planning. I mean, we have places we're going to be, but we have no real plan. And this is pretty wild for me because I like plans. I'm pretty structured in that way. So I hope I'll be okay. And how about you? What's in your future coming up now for the month of January?
Well, I have gigs and I'll be playing at Hershey every week this year. Starting in 2019, I've been invited to play every week at the Hershey Hospital, and I love that. But I am planning on writing. I'm going to write new songs. I'm thinking about, I really want to continue Portraits of White, but I don't know what it's going to look like next year. But I'm in a different place than I was last year. I was so burned out. I didn't know if I'd even recover, but I had so much help this year with an assistant and a manager, and that I actually am in a better place than I was last year. I'm still depleted, but just yesterday while I was playing the piano at Hershey, I thought I just want to sit and write some new songs. And so that's what I'm going to try to carve out time to do. Yeah. And I'm remembering now, last year, you showed me your Christmas room, and it was your little trees on your bedstand, not your bedstands, what do you call them, in the living room? I can't think of what they are. End tables, something like that. I am so fried. Your little sparkly trees. It gave me an idea, and I took a picture and I sent it to the set design. And so the whole set that we had this year was really sparked by your little trees on your little tables. Which, speaking of being fried, yesterday I was going to go for a bike ride. I usually get dressed one way in the morning, and then I get in workout clothes to go for my bicycle ride. So I got undressed to put on my work clothes, and next thing I know, I'm in the shower washing my hair, and I hadn't even gone for my bike ride. That's how fried I am. We hope you had a great Christmas, and we just know that Christmas and the holidays can be bittersweet. You want to create new memories with your family, but you miss the way things were. You miss your family members who are gone. And so we just acknowledge that, and we want to wish you a very, very Merry Christmas. You have anything else you want to say, Pam?
Merry Christmas.
Well, a silent night is out of sight for a mom with little boys. What I wouldn't give for a chance to live in a house without the noise. For it's hard to sleep when your toddlers creep from their bed to yours at 3. Though I multitask, it's a lot to ask to sleep in heavenly peace. Moms have to mother till they drop, and mothers of preschoolers do things they would rather not. There are thoughts to clean, it's an ugly scene, not quite the night divine. And if all is calm, there is something wrong, and it's not a real good sign. We like to fish, but we have to if our children drop their toys in the toilet bowl. We don't need a pole, our hands we will employ. Moths have to mother till they drop, and mothers of preschoolers get real good at yelling, stop! Everybody, please just be quiet. Guess I'll have to wait for the sleep I crave till the kids are grown and gone. And I stand in faith that I'll see the day when they get a decent job. And the tears will roll out the great big hole my heart cannot ignore. But it's hard to see when they have to pee and they tinkle all over the floor. Moms have to mother till they drop, and mothers of preschoolers have to work around the clock. So we tip our hat to the stage you're at and wish you peace on earth. And we have to say we are still amazed at the miracle of birth. And we understand when you're old and grand and you go to bed at 5 that you're catching up, at least somewhat, on the sleep you were